beautiful ignited souls, we are ready for a new creation. So, here's what I have learned, perhaps the biggest lesson for 2021. And I feel that this is what is going to be the bedrock of my journey for 2021. Of course, but this was all through the lessons that I have learned and 2020 through 2020. Now, we all have learned lots of lessons, but I was learning about numerology profoundly and vibration. And what I come to understand, of course, numerology and vibration, it's almost like they're lovers, one don't move without the other. And so that really gave me some deep insight. And of course, spirituality, I must say, because this is what I do on YouTube, numerology and spirituality. And I realized the times that we are living in is so, it's like a replica of the children of Israel going through the land of Egypt. It's a migration. It's like a migration, and that's how I can put it. We have catapulted into the fifth dimension, and maybe some of us are still in the third dimension, and not knowing what's happening. Now, of course, it's not like a story building that you could actually see someone on the 10th floor when you could see another on the third floor. And although that in itself, you could say, gives one in certain areas some hierarchical status, but it doesn't mean that what would be considered in our world as a low end of a hierarchy, like a cleaner, they would be on the top floor, wouldn't they? In fact, I even learned that some cleaners have the master key. So, in this way, we could also say that taking on that analogy could show how the fifth dimension works. So, it's not like in our physical plane to say you could see someone on the 10th floor, but even if you do see someone on the 10th floor, that's not what really determines their status, physical part of it, but it's that they are in that dimension, like the cleaner with the master key for all the rooms. So this is I started with one part of it, but it covers both analogy very well. So we could see that it reminds me a bit like the story of Jacob and wrestling with the angels, and there was a ladder and they're going up and down. Where am I going with all of this is that what I have learned so profoundly is that each action we exert or exercise, we are carrying a certain vibration, we are carrying a certain numerical vibration, but let's say frequency and vibration. So, and those frequencies and vibration, of course, they like seeds, especially when we just act or the intention. But the intention, of course, is the real seed. When we act, it's like, yes, we have put the seed in the ground, and depending on the quality of the ground as well, then we know what kind of seed or how healthy it's going to be, how we attend to the ground or how we till the ground. So I'm saying all of this is to explain that has been one of the challenges I have had in going forward with the course that I have been speaking on to do for or around people who have endured sexual family abuse, in particular incest, and in particular women of the age of 40 to onward. This has been my main intention. But my well, I don't like to put my weakness out, but in a sense of, again, what I'm speaking on, that what you put out is what grows. So one of the challenges, let's put it this way, a better word, one of the challenges that I have had is around the social media aspect. I am an expert in helping you, accompany you to develop self full love on your journey and find healing and all of those wonderful things that you so divinely deserve. But when it comes to marketing this and putting myself out in social media, although I do it all the time, but it's not really one of sometimes it feels like I could happily pay someone to do all of this, put my face on and do whatever it is that is necessary to helping you to get onto that path of self love where you cultivate the art of self love. So this is what I am talking about. And so the other challenge around that is I have been exploring pathways of learning to do this because every thing you do has its polarities, and I recognize that. So you may love a delicious meal, but you have to wash the dishes afterwards. You know, it's all you, whether you went to a restaurant, you still have to pay. There's always a downside as there is always an upside. But the other downside I am finding that is a little bit challenging, and in the personal developmental communities, I am sometimes a little bit, not a little bit, a lot disappointed. And again, I am aware that I am putting this out, and what you put out, of course, has a tendency to grow. So the tendency to grow is that what is particularly common is that we tend, and I'm going to say we here, we tend to try and give a six for a nine in the sense of how we market things. It's like going to the supermarket and you hear two for the price of one, buy one, get one free, or buy one and get the second half price, and those kind of things, which in actual fact has been predetermined of what the buyer is already expecting or wanting. But oftentimes, and I'm not saying this is for everyone, but this is what I am realizing. For instance, I won't mention names. When I thought I'd sign up to his course where I could learn to do this, and then it says, well, I'm going to give you a free book, all you have to do is pay for the postage. But the postage of that book is the same price that it is sold for on Amazon. So this really is the kind of thing that goes on in the personal developmental communities or market. And I feel quite sad about it in the sense that these are seeds that we are planting, and the whole idea of personal development is to help people grow honestly, faithfully, and healthily, wealthy, and all of those things. And perhaps it's no wonder why a lot of people don't benefit as much, because we are not being as authentic as we ought to be, especially when it comes to the money side of things. On the other hand, I am quite aware that a lot of us put a lot of hours, a lot of time and energy into providing that which we call free. You get do this cost free. But and then you feel in that it's like a gift, because it's meant to be a gift. But equally, I'm still concerned of how we market ourselves. So this is like a message for the personal development community in a sense, and I may get some sticks around this. I hope not. I just think that it's a time that we really look at what we are doing and addressing our actions, because they are seeds that we are planting. And how I learned this in a real good way was like a video I did was like looking in the mirror. While you're looking in the mirror, the processes that even go through your thoughts is that you are emanating out those vibrations, and that is being magnified. So this is the big lesson I have learned. Even if I've always known that like doing mirror affirmations are very beneficial, especially I learned this through Louise Hay. You can heal your life. And so I know that this is very good. But on the other hand, um, well, it's when you go through the experience yourself that you really get it. And you get it, you get it. And I mean, last week or so, I thought, I really get it. I really get it. It's like it resonates at a real deep level that meant that I became more conscious about my thoughts while I'm in the mirror or while I'm speaking out or what I am conveying out. And because that which you give out is that which grows and it returns to you. It's a little bit like the willow tree. It grows really huge and then the branches curves down again. It shelters you and so on, but then you can reach the. It's just really a conscious way of looking at what we do, why we do what we do. So this is my thing, and I feel that has freed me into getting you onto going beyond the scars of family sexual abuse and cultivating the art of self-love. So look out for Me Crime a Queen, your partner in crime. Of course, the crime is self-love. Thank you.